Gamers. Today is the day that the NVIDIA GeForce Now leaks have once again proven themselves to be one of the greatest incidents in recent gaming history, because Kingdom Hearts 4 was officially unveiled. I think most would understand me saying this is one of the greatest 3 minutes and 26 seconds in human history, and I've no doubt this will have a greater impact on me than the birth of my firstborn child. So while we live streamed our reaction to everything, which if you haven't seen already, you can catch now from the card up top, but I decided alongside you all that we'll dissect everything in this new trailer live. So I think I can confidently say that this video will go over all hidden secrets within the trailer, at least to the degree of what's possible to discover with our current knowledge of the series. So sit back, relax, grab some snacks, and don't judge my nerdiness, and enjoy the video. We're gonna analyze this trailer right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at all this stuff. Let's take a look at all this stuff. At first I was like, is that the little cube data stuff that Sora was fighting in the Vir and Rex trailer? But no, it looks different. So I'm wondering with this dark side, one, it's forming completely different. So, and the particles seem to be gathering together into creating this thing. So I'm wondering, is this dark side created from the residual negative energy or darkness from everybody that's around, like within this town square and stuff? So that's what I'm wondering. Okay, and everybody around this part is thinking the same thing. Everybody's thinking that this is Endor from Star Wars. Whoa, that's weird. I mean, it looks like Endor because it looks like a really big forest, but that's about it. You know, I'm sure there are some forests in real life that look like this. I'm not necessarily saying I don't want it to be Star Wars because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but people were saying that this foot, you know, is reason to believe it's supposed to be an ATST, so that kind of leads it to believe it's going to be Star Wars. But like we did earlier on stream, we did kind of show that it can't be an ATST because the foot from the ATST is not the same as what's there. So if you look at the foot here on the trailer and you look at the foot here, you know, those are not the same thing. I can see why you thought so, but those are not the same thing. Now, what you're thinking, it could be in the back, but the same thing though. Why would the foot be standing right there like that? You know, like, is it a broken one? But when ATSTs like break, they always fall over. They can't stand still when they're broken, or at least we've never seen a broken ATST still standing in Star Wars. We've never seen that before, so I don't have reason to believe that it would be like that here. So, I mean, I guess you could say it's the back end of the foot and we're seeing it from behind, but I don't think so. I don't personally think so. Also, Master didn't say Quadratum was a world outside of darkness domain. I mean, he did say light and darkness hold no weight here, you know, so I don't think that, I think light and darkness are supposed to not exist here. The forces of light and dark don't exist here. So that either makes what we saw something completely different, or something else, or something brought it here. You might be thinking of AT-ATs, but we checked out the AT-AT's foot as well, and it does not look like that either. See, this is what the AT-AT's foot look like. Let me open image in new tab, and let's go back. Ah, crap. Second too late. Then we go and look at that. See, foots are very different. It doesn't have the out parts of it that make it balanced on the feet. So it's certainly not one. Doesn't even resemble it. And those are the main mechs of Star Wars. I mean, of course, there could be other tanks, but I don't think that's what it is. Especially when everybody assumed it was an ATST already. That's not it. I mean, of course, this still could be Star Wars, but you know, but it would be Star Wars for a different reason. That is not what it'd be. That would not be the reason it would be Star Wars. It would have to be a different reason. Like people were saying it was indoor, saying an ATTE. I don't think it's an ATTE either, because it honestly, that looks even less like it here. See, this is an ATTE and has similar feet as the ATAT, and the feet are completely different. So I think that's out of the question on that one. This is also present in Clone Wars, so I don't think that is it. I do not think that is it. I think that's it in Rebels right there. Definitely not it. Or maybe it's just a weird shaped rock. And of course, we have our boy Sora here too. So I guess the real question is, did Strelitzia change him? I don't think she did. I feel like this is not the first time we've seen random clothes appear on Sora. You know, we assumed it was Master Yin Sid's magic before for Dream Drop Distance, but you know, again, that was the first time we really saw him wake up with different clothes on. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to the clothes being unimportant in this case. But Dream Drop Distance would tell me you should not do that. So who knows? But dude, oh my goodness, dude. The drip. Also, he is certainly wearing capris here, because usually he wears shorts, but they kind of go just past his knees. They like straight up go to like they go pretty far down now. And Strelitzia being here as well. Dude, this is freaking crazy to me, dude. So can Strelitzia still use the Keyblade here and stuff? Dude, can Strelitzia still use the Keyblade? That's what I'm wondering. Why Sora got so much drip, dude? You need to chill out with that. Strelitzia ain't Sora's mom. Similar to an Afterworld. So they're talking about, this is essentially the afterlife for them. We know Strelitzia died back in Unicross. She was killed by the darkness within that was possessing Ven, essentially, and that is what killed her. But we know towards the end of the series, her body was taken, covered in white cloth, and she was sent away using the Ark. And I'm assuming this is where she landed, as again, she was, as far as we know, she was never seen again. Marluxia remembered in the last moments that he was looking for his sister, and I'm assuming he never found her then. So I'm hoping in the future, Marluxia is going to be working with them. Lorium will be working with them, and I hope he retains his power to use the Keyblade. So yeah, those buttons are actually trackers left by the Master of Masters. Knowing this series, I wouldn't be surprised. Dude. But yeah, I think this dark being is residual darkness, or maybe not necessarily darkness, but it seems like a dark force from that's kind of being made up of like everything within the general vicinity. Maybe there's a lot of negative emotion here. We don't necessarily know it's darkness, but still. All I know is that don't look like a Heartless. I mean, I know it's dark and has the like bright eyes, but still, that's no traditional dark side. I mean, it looks like a Heartless. It does, because it's got the color scheme right. The yellow eyes and the dark blue skin. A One Piece fan said, I hope you're happy waiting on the next saga to finish for 30 years. One Piece fans. I'm a One Piece fan, but let's be real here. I will probably be 80 when when freaking One Piece ends. Dude, this scene is like the best in the trailer. Like when he's running and he's trying to summon his Keyblade. it seemed like he wasn't confident he could summon the Keyblade, because if you notice, he has shoes on now, and that means that this scene doesn't immediately take place after what we just saw him being shown the city with Strelitzia. It probably takes place not that long afterwards, but he probably already had his shoes on. Maybe they went out for a stroll to really look at things, you know, and everything, and he's already out, and that's when the monster spawns, and that's when he goes to take him out. But he doesn't know if he could use, and I'm gonna guess Strelitzia can't use her Keyblade. And so that's why he's not confident that he can use his Keyblade either, because this is like the afterlife, you know, and this is a completely different universe than where his Keyblade comes from, you know. He summons his Keyblade from the realm of light, you know, but because he was always in the realm of light, it didn't really matter. And he could summon it between the realm of light and realm of darkness and realm between, because they were all within the same general universe. So I'm wondering if that's why he wasn't confident he can use his Keyblade. It seems like he's less like a please work, and it works. That's what I'm assuming. You know what's happening here. Then we go into gameplay. I'm wondering if this is actual gameplay because you can easily just put scripted events like this or pre-rendered stuff like that and put a HUD on it. I mean, when the game actually comes out, this could be gameplay, but I have a feeling right now this isn't actually gameplay. Oh my goodness, the parkour though. How do you know where to parkour? That's what that's why I'm wondering that, because if you remember the parkour from Kingdom Hearts 3's first trailer, the parkour jumping on the walls and stuff like that, it was nowhere near like that in Kingdom Hearts 3 when it actually came out. That's why I'm thinking that. So like obviously they can also turn off some UI elements, like when he jumps to that telephone pole here, there probably would be a lock-on indicator there, so you know that's what you want to jump onto. And so I'm assuming when you're in this animation and you jump off, you can jump off either towards just nothing, so that way you can land on the ground, or you can pinpoint where you want to go on a select wall. You can run alongside it, or you can vault up. Yeah, and then when you're in the animation after vaulting, if there's something nearby, another UI indicator will be on the next lamppost, and that's when you can use the chain grab to basically pull yourself towards something. That's why I'm saying I think this is fake gameplay, but there's a way to make this not fake when the time actually comes. Sora's got regular shoes too. I'm not the biggest fan of the pants, but the shirt is really cool, and the shoes are cool too. So again, when he says if you do leave this world behind, don't expect to return to do not expect to return to the one from which you came. So when he says this, I'm assuming he means that this is kind of their way of being able to introduce us to go to different worlds. So I think they're really trying to play up where, you know, the possibilities of where we can go. But I do know there's going to be Disney worlds. Sorry to everybody who doesn't want Disney worlds. Kingdom Hearts is owned by Disney. So I'm telling you right now, there will never be a Kingdom Hearts game where you don't go to Disney worlds. Doesn't matter if it's a mobile game, doesn't matter what it is. There's always going to be those games there. There's always going to be those worlds there. So I'm assuming some of the worlds could be Disney worlds. Hopefully some could be Square Enix worlds, because again, if we can go to like a Chrono world, like in Chrono Cross or Chrono Trigger or something like that, like we go to Guardia or something like that, or 600 AD, dude, or even 65 million BC, dude, that'd be so raw. We can help them fight Lavos or something like that, dude. That'd be kind of crazy. Or take on Magus. Oh my gosh, dude, the possibilities are endless. Of course, we can also go to Midgar, I'd assume too, and help with the bombing mission or something like that. I think that'd be really cool too. I think that'd be really cool. And I feel like it'd be a different Cloud, like what we'd see is remake Cloud, you know, instead of regular Cloud. Because again, Remake Cloud and 7 Cloud are different. They're different. So Remake Cloud wouldn't know who Sora is. Again, Tui as well. There's every reason to believe we could go to Tui as well. Tui, again, we just had Neo Tui. Again, if we see Neku there, that'd be so crazy. Because based on how The World Ends With You works, technically there are a bunch of different worlds and stuff too. So just because you see Neku doesn't necessarily mean it be the same Neku from Dream Drop Distance. And I have a feeling that it wouldn't be the same one. So if we did see Neku, then it wouldn't be that. Because this is the afterlife, I'm wondering how they would even structure it, because again, The World Ends With You is in Shibuya and Quadratum is modeled after Shibuya. But the fact that these people are supposed to be in the same universe, you know, this is all Kingdom Hearts. They called it Shibuya at one point and they call it Quadratum at another. I'm wondering if we could even actually see Neku here. That's what I'm wondering. Maybe another world we'll go to is Shibuya, but it's not Quadratum. That's what I'm wondering too. That could also happen. That could also happen. Strelitzia refers to it as an afterworld, but the thing is, I've heard afterlife referred to as afterworld too. It's the world in which you inhabit after death. But even still, because again, you know, even if that was the case, it wouldn't matter. They died and they came here. So it still ends up being the same concept anyway. And the thing is, I don't think Sora reincarnated. I don't think Strelitzia reincarnated either, because they're the same people with every reason to believe they have the same memories. Because they're talking about being able to leave this world and don't expect to return to the one in which you came. Expecting to return anywhere would imply you have memories from which you were before. So again, I don't think it's a reincarnation of any sort either. Joshua would be like, oh, you finally made it. Then what is the point of the final world then? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That it seems I think the reason for how they both went out is why these two specifically made it here. Because what I'm saying is this doesn't replace the final world. The final world is still more accurately where they go when they die, you know. But there's a specific reason these two ended up here, because Strelitzia died, but her body was put into the Ark and she was sent here. Sora kind of just faded here. I mean, he abused the power of waking and that's how he got here. Riku gets, at least in this universe, by using a portal with the nameless star. But the thing is though, there's another thing that doesn't add up, because the nameless star is from Quadratum. She said so. And when she makes the portal, it's a portal to Quadratum. But when we see Riku in the trailer, in the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, he's not in Quadratum. He's not. He's in Shinjuku, or whatever they're going to call it. Because again, they're modeled after completely different cities. I mean, of course, they can just fuse the two cities, but they've never done that before. And everything that we've seen, especially if you no-clip in Kingdom Hearts 3 and you explore Quadratum, which we've done on stream numerous times, nothing of where we saw Riku at in that trailer is on that map. That's a completely different place. So that's why I'm assuming that when we see Riku land in Shinjuku, I don't think that's when he just got there. I don't think that takes place directly after he uses the teleporter. Yeah, the final world is, in a way, it kind of does seem like a purgatory in a sense, because nobody seems like they're at rest or at peace in the final world, at least in my opinion. They all seem to have lingering emotions and regrets or feelings. That's definitely a curious thought. So why would they need anywhere to return to? Hold up. I don't remember Nomura saying it's a mix of places. I don't recall him ever saying that. If anybody remembers or has Carfax for that, let me know. Because unless I see Carfax for it, I have no reason to believe that should be the case. Because again, they've never done that before. And we've explored the map ourselves, no clipping in Kingdom Hearts 3, and they have that whole city mapped out. Though I do recall, if you no clip, there is a forest outside of Quadratum, though. There is, because when we were no clipping outside of the map, on the far reaches of the map, there's a bunch of trees and stuff like that. So maybe that was intentional. Again, it's probably based on the real city, so I'm sure there's some kind of foresty area near the actual Shibuya. I mean, I haven't been there myself, but potentially one day. The boss fight with Yozora was Sora dreaming for 7 days. Likely that was during his dream. Yeah. Likely that was during his stream as well. Soren, thanks for subscribing. Anybody who subscribed today, thank you so much. I didn't have my alerts on 90% of the stream because I forgot. I'm using a different preset than usual. But anybody that supported the stream this far, thank you so much. That really means a lot. We're at 60 likes. Let's see if we can hit 70. That'd be pretty cool to hit. Wait. So the boss fight with Yozora was streaming for 7 days. When he said it wasn't 2E, I was taking a claim on it. I could be wrong, because again, Nomura did also imply that the Neku we saw in Dream Drop Distance isn't necessarily the same Neku from The World Ends With You, because again, the parallel world and stuff exist in The World Ends With You, so that doesn't necessarily mean it's the same one, because I played The World Ends With You and they ain't never went to Traverse Town, so that's why, you know, there's reason to believe it's not the same one from the game. You see where Lucio and the Master of Rasters, right? Yeah, they're the only ones who'd really be left in the black coats, since Organization 13 is basically gone and nobody in the organization really has any reason to be with them anymore. I mean, because it seems like Larxene and Marluxia both got their memories back when they were being finished off by Sora and gang. So again, knowing that, they have no reason to fight. They have no reason to fight. If anything, they have more reason to be on the same side. So they'd have no reason to return. Aiza and Lee, they're both here. Shion is here. Roxas is here. They're all on the good side and everything like that too. I mean, there are some outliers, you know, like Zigbar. He's over there, obviously here. That's him under the hood, unless he got a different face again. Shouldn't Lucian be with the foretellers? I mean, he told him his story and he probably still had stuff to do, because remember, he's with the Master of Masters, you know, they're all probably back under the Master of Masters currently. So I'm wondering if they're going to be mad with their master, because they have to realize by now they were kind of set up. But then again, I don't think these foretellers are the ones who fought in the Keyblade War yet. I think they were whisked here to the future before they fought the Keyblade War. So I'm assuming, to keep time correct, after whatever goes on in this next arc, they're going to be sent back in time to the Keyblade War, because again, historically, they fought the Keyblade War. We remember, if you guys remember in the mobile game, we fought them in the Keyblade War. So they had to have been there for that. So they're likely at the end of this whole saga going to get sent back. Yozora couldn't be real. He might just be a part of Sora's mind, so that way Sora could be Yozora. I have doubts about that. I don't feel like they would introduce a fake character that's just inside Sora's mind at this point, not with so much emphasis on him like this, especially when they already show a completely different group of people with him. In the real world, we saw Yozora in Toy Story's world. He's a character that actually exists. And it's not like Sora made him up. He remembered seeing him from Toy Story's world. So he has to be real. Yozora is a real person, even if the face that we see him with isn't actually his real face. There's a lot of ways to interpret that. Yozora said that this isn't really what he looks like. But the thing is, there's a lot of ways to interpret that. You could interpret it that what we're seeing right now on screen when we see Yozora, that isn't what he actually looks like, and we can't see what he really looks like because he's in disguise or something. But you could also interpret it that He thinks we can't see what he actually looks like, but we actually see him as Yozora. Maybe it's because Sora saw him ahead of time through the VRM Rex game that he sees his true self. Yeah, he should be in disguise, but Sora is somehow able to see through that disguise, because he's already seen him from VRM Rex. Maybe that's the case, and Yozora is wondering how he could know that's him when I'm in disguise. You shouldn't be able to know this is me. Again, there's a lot of different perspectives you can see, and all of it could make sense. It all just depends. And of course, the final parts of the trailer here are Donald and Goofy. Seems like they're going to the underworld to try to hit up Hades to see if they can, maybe Hades will be able to help them. I don't necessarily think so. Because again, if Sora technically died, then I don't think he has domain over the other world. It just depends. Does Hades, manage the dead of all universes or just theirs? It completely differs. And again, I don't think Sora went through Hades to get there. So I don't know how much he would be able to help. And who told him to save Sora? It has to be a different person. Oh, my PC needs to restart to finish setting up a device. The nameless star says he doesn't look like himself. Maybe something happened to which he started to look different. But Sora can still see him for who he truly is. I don't know who necessarily told him to save Sora. Like I was saying, you could also theorize that Riku was the one that told him to save Sora. Maybe he met up with Riku first. We have every reason to believe that Riku meets Yozora first, because we see in the final trailer and in the secret ending, Yozora is watching Riku from above. And maybe that takes place before the fight with Yozora. But you can take into consideration that Yozora is not seeing Sora the right way. Maybe his eyes are showing him as a different person. Like maybe Riku explained or showed Yozora what Sora looks like. But when he actually goes and meets him, he's not seeing that. He's seeing someone else. There's a ton of different ways you can interpret that. Hey, 65 likes. Thank you so much. Let's hit 70. Masters mentions expanding the board. Ansem the Wise calls Quadratum fiction. So that's why, for me, it's an afterlife doesn't make sense. But then again, when you have fiction, hold on. There's something I want to consider here. A world I can't even conceive. That's the line that the Master of Masters said. So just because he calls Ansem the Wise called Quadratum fiction, that doesn't necessarily mean he's fully right in the aspect of that kind of thing. Because it's fiction, it's something that can't be conceived. Maybe it's still a fictional other world afterlife. So why can't a fictional world? Why can't the afterlife be in a fictional world? See, with Kingdom Hearts, sometimes you have to cast aside preconceived notions, in order for some things to make sense. Yozora's appearance aligns with something Roxas said in Cage 2. You see yourself the way I remember you. That is also true. Yeah, I mean, he's seeing, yes, Sora was seeing Yozora the way he remembers seeing him. Probably not the Rio Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. The reason why is because Sora's not wearing Cage 3 outfit, not wear big shoes. He wear regular size shoe. Oh no, it's the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. April Fool's already passed. Yes, I do, but it's just seeming like we're jumping to conclusions of it being an afterlife. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying it is or isn't, because I'm just going based off what I'm presented. And the thing is, even if that is what Strelitzia thinks it is, maybe that's not actually the case. Maybe Strelitzia doesn't even fully understand. Maybe that's the case. There have been plenty of times where they think they're right about something and they're not. All right, then, thanks for the warning. Do plan on playing Remind Scene, though. See y'all later, then. Have a good one, Dreadlock. Thanks for coming through. She technically calls it an afterworld, but I've heard afterlife called afterworld tons of times. Because if you're talking about a world you go to after you die, then that's essentially the same thing. Or they serve the same purpose. But surely she probably came to that conclusion because she is dead. She remembers dying. Yeah. So exactly, that's why I'm saying that it's possible that Strelitzia is wrong. And did Sora specifically die? I mean, everybody has reason to believe he did die because they're going to Hades for help. So they must think something. So think about it though. Strelitzia's been there a good while, right? I feel like she would know. Would she? And this is you assuming that that flow of time is the same here. You know, maybe it hasn't been that long for Strelitzia. Maybe time flows differently here, and the time he spent, like maybe 7, because remember, Sora has been gone 7 days. He's been here 7 days, but we know that Sora has been gone for us for a year. Remember, at the end of KH3, we see that it's been a year since they've seen Sora. It's been a year since Sora disappeared, but Sora's only been asleep for 7 days. So what's going on? So that's why I'm saying you can't necessarily go that way. More time passes in the realm of light. I'll just call it, that's our universe. That just make it easier. The universe of light. I'll call it that. More time passes in the universe of light than it does in the universe of unreality. So yeah, how did he get a change of clothes when he entered Quadratum? Well, it's not the first time Sora has randomly woken up with new clothes. Look at Dream Drop Distance. Who's to say? Maybe Strelitzia did change him. I have no idea, but I think it's unlikely. I don't know, but that's what I think regarding this trailer. That was my main analysis for it. Those y'all in the comments, you guys can, if you have any other ideas and stuff you want to give me, then go ahead and leave a comment for it. I'm actually live streaming right now. So anybody who's watching this in video form, again, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like on the video, as it lets me know you guys want more Kingdom Hearts stuff in between my video essays and stuff like that. Because I got a lot to say about Kingdom Hearts. I've already made hundreds of videos on Kingdom Hearts, and that there's still more to come. There's still more to come. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is KingdomAce. Remember, everybody, play some games, have some fun, and enjoy your day today.